Matt Fontana, and as always, take it easy. It's falling down already. It's the end of an era. I'm not going to burn it. Calm down. I'll sell it. $1,000 collector item. Big play exclusive shirt that I'm just going to place over here. I don't mean to make it like he died. I'm just going to lay it down. We're done here. We'll set aside our Myles Garrett shirt. It was one of my favorite shirts. Wait, we got to get rid of the side. What are you going to do with the side?
You need to keep it.
Get him to sign it. I don't know if you want him. He signed something for the Browns this past weekend. We know what it was. It was no trade clause. He signed that. It happened. The Browns have traded away Myles Garrett. You know where we stand on this show about it. It was the right thing to do. They did it. What they got back, we'll discuss. What that means for the rest of the team getting ready to go for their 2026 campaign. Denzel Ward, quarterback battle. Plenty of things to unpack with the Browns making arguably the biggest trade since they've come back, yes, and a franchise-altering trade with Myles Garrett going to the LA Rams. Plenty to get to on that. Guards! Man, do I love beating the Yankees. God, do I love beating the Yankees. You took down Cam Schlittler and Garrett Cole.
I think he just cussed.
It's Schlittler. Schlittler is his name. Those guys are going to be worth almost $1 billion of their contracts in Major League Baseball throughout their careers, and our little $42 million lineup beat them twice. Love it. Love where the guards are at. Right? Those we got to talk lineup. We're going to talk lineup with the guards coming up in a little bit. Exciting about that. We got to get back on the Immaculate Grid. I got a funny story I had to tell you about the Immaculate Grid. We'll get to all that coming up. We got it all for you right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. So happy to have you along this week, presented by our great friends at Physicians Ambulance. FanDuel. We'll get to a Game 2 NBA Finals parlay. I love it. I really like this parlay we got. So we'll get to that coming up as well. And our great friends at Garage Beer. I got to shout out Colleague Racing, too. Kimmy gave me this at opening day, and I've been meaning to break it out. I thought about wearing this Myles shirt today, but I didn't want to sit here and talk about him the whole time while I was wearing this shirt. Should we give it away? Does anybody even want this?
Maybe it'll be worth more now.
Maybe. I don't know. To start right there. Myles Garrett doesn't play for the Cleveland Browns anymore. That hasn't set in for me yet. It's been 2 days. But it's even like that where I expected this. I didn't know if it was going to be right now. I thought it was going to be training camp. I really thought we were going down the Micah Parsons path here, that he was going to hold out a training camp and that they would move him in training camp. That's what I thought. But I was pretty sure that they were going to move him at some point. So even when that happens, I don't have... there's a shock. Like, let's not kid ourselves. There's this initial shock and reaction to when something like that happens. But even when I was really like, yeah, that's what you need to do. That's what I hope they do. Like, sitting here and thinking for a moment that Myles Garrett doesn't play for the Cleveland Browns. It has not hit yet. That has not settled in yet. Watching his press conference in LA has not settled in yet. And that's where this is a franchise-altering move. You traded away arguably the best player to ever play for your team. Him, Jim Brown, one or the other, offense, defense, different eras, I get it. Joe Thomas is up there, certainly. But there's no doubt about it that Myles Garrett is one of the best players to ever play for your franchise. He was the face of your franchise. I ain't a player anymore. It's weird. It's weird. Doesn't mean I don't think it's right, but it's just weird that we sit here. And it's also something that I think even if you were staunchly against the Browns trading away Myles Garrett, and I want to be respectful when I say this, I never understood that. I never understood the other side of it, that people said it was just a terrible, awful idea to trade him away. I really, when we do this show, Ryan, you know this, you're so good at what you do and what we do here. Like, I always try to put myself over there. I always try to put myself on the other side of it because it's fun to try to understand in the debates and sports. Welcome to it. I struggle to get to that other side of it. So even when it's something like this, it's weird. And they've traded away good players. They had to let Nick Chubb walk, like all those things. So for this to happen, I really think more than anything, the trading of Myles Garrett is a signal of a brand new chapter for the Cleveland Browns. And that's a good thing. They needed that. Yes, it's going to officially close when Deshaun Watson is not on this football team anymore. And I tweeted this last year, and it's true. Deshaun Watson ended up costing you Myles Garrett. That's how this went. Not from a dollars and cents standpoint, but from a where you put your franchise standpoint. That is what cost you Myles Garrett. We can finally start to move forward on this. And it's unfortunate that it cost a player like Myles, but here we are. And there is optimism from me that the Browns have finally decided to just brand this the rebuild that it is. To just say that this is where we're at, and we need to go find a quarterback in the draft next year, and we've built up all these other nice pieces, and we're going to have more pieces coming in next year, and we can finally start to turn this thing in the direction that it needs to go. That is why I couldn't get to the other side of people that were saying to hold on to Myles Garrett. You needed this. You needed this to just send the statement out to the entire team, to get some assets back, and to just sit here and say, we are starting anew. It's like if people out there, this is so weird, landscaping. And you sit there and you go, is it worth trying to save or burn it down and start fresh? The answer sometimes is to burn it down and start fresh. That is where the Cleveland Browns are at. Not, well, let's save this little patch of grass over here. Oh, wait, we need to save these flowers. Tear it out. Tear it out. It's easier to just do it that way. Because the fact remains, by the time the Browns are going to be competitive, Myles Garrett is not going to be the same player that he is right now. That's just true. You got the best return you could. Discuss that. And you made a move that's getting you closer to where you need to be. I truly believe that. This was the right thing to do for the Cleveland Browns. And I give Andrew Berry credit for doing it. This is a defining move of his career. Now, he already had one. It didn't go well. I want to give him, that took some stones. That took a lot. Step up there and say, you know what, we are going to do this. And sometimes leadership is making the tough decision and making the decision that sometimes people don't like. But I would tell you, Ryan, I feel like I don't say overwhelming, but I feel like at least half of the half the fan base, I should say, understands this move. And over time, I think that will grow. You're going to see what Myles is going to do in LA. Spoiler alert, he's going to be really good. And he might win another Defensive Player of the Year out there. But I think as time goes on, everyone's going to eventually come to the realization that this was the right. Some people are there. I am. You're going to come to the realization that this was the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's sad. He's like losing a franchise quarterback in the sense of he was our best player for a long time, right? It's like imagine how the Patriots felt when you realize Tom Brady's over. Maybe that's not the best example, but
yeah, he was in the bag a little bit. Yeah,
but like. Even Peyton Manning I'm just thinking of like Aaron Rodgers, the days of the Packers are over. Like, it's sad because that was your face of your franchise for, in Myles' case, 9 years, almost a decade. And I think a lot of people just don't want to go through another rebuild because you think, well, did that mean we were good at one point? And the peak you had with the team was a AFC divisional game against the Chiefs. So it's like, how can we be rebuilding if that's the highest we went? How can we already be having to tear this thing down to the studs? But I think it was the right move. I think both teams probably got what they wanted in this.
Yeah.
And one, you're right, for Andrew Berry to make that trade, like, he survives all of this, man. He's a cockroach. You survive the most notable quarterback deal in history that set a lot of precedents in terms of guaranteed money. And then now you're trading away either the second or best player the franchise has ever had.
And
it's
that's
something that needed to be done.
Well, and that's credit to the Browns to say, we're going to trust Andrew Berry to do this. And I know people don't like Andrew Berry, or some people don't. You don't have a choice. He is running the team. He is running the team. Whether you like that or not, there's nothing you could do about it, so you might as well just hope that he makes the right decisions.
And I do want to say, too, Miles didn't like playing football.
We agree, yes.
This isn't something where he's a hometown guy and this isn't some Nick Chubb thing, right? No, Myles Garrett didn't want to play here anymore. He didn't like the losing culture. He wanted to move on. Let him do it.
The fact that the tea leaves were there. Everything was there. The no trade clause, the restructuring of his deal. And I get that people were just eating up what Andrew Berry was saying. Oh, he's a one-helmet player, and we only did that for bookkeeping and money. Just remember that when GMs talk, please. Just remember when they say stuff that is so contradictory to the obvious truth. And I'm not blaming Andrew Berry for that. That's his job, is to keep information back. And some people say he's lying. That was famous debate on my prior stop about GMs lying. And I go, no, he's operating with the information that he's got. In that scenario, he knew what was going on. And I think that this was all set up, even going back to that deal last year. He requested the trade. They gave him the money. They gave him the no trade clause because he wanted to pick where he wanted to go. They restructure the money, and they do the deal. Did they get more now than they would have gotten last year? Well, yeah, he went out and won Defensive Player of the Year. Of course you were going to get more. So if you want to look at it from that standpoint, Andrew Berry played this really well. Now, let's talk about the return. I'm starting this conversation with this. Everybody listening, watching? On YouTube, on Twitter. Big things coming with our YouTube page, by the way. Stay tuned. I like Jared Verse. Jared Verse is going to be a really good player. I saw so much on social right after the trade and even on Wednesday where people were like, for everybody saying Jared Verse isn't good. I'm like, nobody is saying that. Nobody is saying that Jared Verse is bad. He's really good. That's a great piece. I'm happy we got that piece. For the Browns to not get 2 first-round picks with Jared Verse for Myles Garrett was a complete and utter undersale. That was... that bothers me. That bothers me. Don't tell me about the other pick. Did you see the condition on the one other pick? Is that if Myles gets traded back to the AFC North, then that pick becomes a 1? Come on now. Okay. And I understand that there's a lot of people that are pushing the narrative Jared Verse is worth 2 first-round picks. And this was, oh, gosh darn it.
Who said that?
Okay, so I want to give credit because I think it was a valid point.
Someone said Jared Verse is worth 2 first-round picks?
Because it might have been Charles Robinson. By the way, shout out to Charles Robinson, man. He got let go from Yahoo, and he is literally one of the best NFL reporters out there. Like, I love Charles. He's going to land on his feet. But I think he might have been on with Andy and Jeff. And I think and I don't think it's the wrong point. Here's what he was saying. And I'm sorry if this was credit to somebody else. Might have been Shefty. I don't know. But anyway, the point is this. He is a known commodity, right? So not just that he was a first-round pick himself. One, the second first-round pick is almost like he's good. We've seen 3rd overall picks tank out in the NFL. So it's like the extra pick could be that that he's really good. I'd love to buy that. I would. I just can't. I don't know.
I mean, he's only like I don't blame you for not buying it. You see the talent, but the sack production isn't there. Granted,
that's okay.
He's only going into his 3rd year.
Right, and he's under team control. You don't have to pay him anytime soon. He's not going to be Myles Garrett. I hope he is, but I'm not saying. And in the overall scheme of if he's on this defense and good and what has been my only mark about trading Myles Garrett? What is the thing, Ryan, I've said over and over and over again? It has got to lead you to a quarterback. I'm not doing this unless trading Myles Garrett gets me down the path of finding and drafting a franchise quarterback. That's why I wanted another first-round pick. Because I wanted to be able to use that, even if it was in 2028, to use 2 picks to move up in next year's draft. That is, I'm sorry, and people are going to hate this. This is my sole focus. It is the only focus that you should have about where the Browns are going in their franchise. You've built up everything. I'm excited about the offensive line. I actually really like the receiving core now. Fannin and Judkins. Talk Denzel Ward. Grant Delpit, Tyson Campbell, Mason Graham. Everything. Schlesinger. You're missing one thing. And now you actually are afforded to put every single thing that you have towards finding the one thing. The problem is it's the hardest thing to find. It's the most important thing to find. As long as that works in that direction, I'm going to look back. I am looking back favorably on the trade, but as long as you can use what you got from Myles to go find your quarterback and pick the right one, it's going to work out. And that is why I feel good about it. And that's the hope that I have.
I mean, yeah, newsflash. They didn't make that trade hoping that Jared Verse was as impactful as Myles Garrett. They made that trade to hope the quarterback they get is even more impactful than Myles Garrett was. And I think they can do that, right?
Yes.
Like now you have 2 firsts next year. Obviously, if you need to even package a 2028 second that you just acquired to move into the top 3, and this is even if they're not there by themselves, just from a losing record.
Yeah.
So I think they got everything that they need right now to go get that quarterback.
Well, and let's call it for what it is, too. You were limited on who you were trading him to. He wasn't going to the Jets.
And who's to say you don't get a second by the deadline for Denzel Ward?
That's a good point, too. Right. And I'll open this up on a conversation I was having with somebody on Tuesday night. Who says you got to? I want to draft quarterback. What if you go trade for somebody? What if there's somebody? It's not going to be Josh Allen. It's not going to be Joe Burrow. But, like, what if somebody.
I'm cool on that.
You don't want it?
No.
Yeah.
I want to draft my quarterback.
No, I do too. That is without a doubt the preference and where I think you need to go with it. You're not wrong. You're 100%. And this person was the Sam Darnold example, which I'm like, that's him and Matt Stafford getting traded and going win Super Bowls. That's 2 examples in 50 years? It doesn't normally happen that way. But there is the point this other person was making was this. There's going to be a massive influx of quarterbacks next year, one way or another. So there's going to be teams that take them that a quarterback might shake loose that you didn't expect. But you're going to, like, the top 15 guys, like Caleb Williams is not moving. Jordan Love is not getting moved. Justin Herbert's not going. Trevor Lawrence, like, you're limiting your pool. And then the counterpoint I had was exactly that. Good. Let those guys stay where they're at. And then that opens the pool up more for, like, who? Us, the Jets, the Cardinals, the Steelers, maybe the Vikings. And there's going to be 5 or 6 quarterbacks coming out in the first round. Thankfully, there's only should be a few teams available. Thank God the Rams, which all that was crazy, right? They knew they were getting sets about it.
The only team with more ammo to do that is the Jets. That's the only team with more ammo right now.
And in a way, that's good. You know they're taking a quarterback. You know without a doubt, wherever they land in the draft, they're taking Arch. I still think Arch is going to be number 1.
He will be.
And I do think there's a pressure to get him. A Haslam connection. I think it's going to be there. But, like, you know he's going to be taken. So then, yeah, Dante Moore and Julian Sayin. And we'll see how it goes. But, and we talked about Brendan Sorsby, like, well, all that stuff. We'll see how that kind of plays out. But as long as that gets you down that road of finding that guy, then it's going to work out. It's going to work out. You mentioned Denzel Ward. Why not? Why not? Ooh, Matt, your depth at corner. They'll find some guys. Don't worry about it. Like, and this is harder because Denzel was from here.
That's going to hurt me more than Myles, by the way.
Yeah, that would suck.
That's an unpopular opinion. But
yeah, no, I get it. Now, to backtrack for a second, you're right. Was it not clear that Myles just was done here? I'm not blaming him for that. I'm not yelling at him for that. I do the same thing. I said this a long time ago. I think Saquon Barkley set in motion this idea from some of these young players that I can't be wasting my prime on a bad football team. And I'm telling you, I think that got into Myles' head years ago and it never left. I don't blame him for that. Do you want to know whose fault that is? The Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns. If you had a quarterback and you were winning here, he'd still be a part of your team. There you go. There you go. He didn't want to be here anymore. I'm not blaming him for that. People go, where did you ever say that? Source. That's the new thing on Twitter. Where's the source? Come on, man. Use some common sense here. Come on now. We know what's going on. I don't blame him for that. It's fine. Denzel's a little different. I think he's obviously very at home here. Wants to be here. Does he want to see this through the rebuild? And the other thing, you don't have to do that now. There's no rush to do it. I think Myles was a rush because you Your premium package was available. They'd been talking to the Rams for a long time.
And, dude, that would have been a discourse to the season
Yes.
every week. Every loss.
Yes.
Every loss.
Correct. Denzel, and you were limited on who you could trade him to because I'm sure he only gave him a few teams he'd be willing to go to, right?
Right.
Denzel doesn't have, at least, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Denzel has no trade clause. I could be wrong on that. We'll see. That screams a little more trade deadline.
Right.
Little sauce action. Is he? I mean, I still think Denzel Ward is elite. I still think he is very good. And now that he's actually been healthy for a couple of years, you should be able to get a high second, maybe even another. You get another first out of that. Now we're cooking.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Wait out for the trade deadline. So I'm not rushing that just yet, but we'll see because you're all the way in now. Don't start backpedaling now. You're going down. You made the hard one. Start thinking about everything else. And as long as, again, that path is towards nothing but finding a quarterback. That's it. Speaking of the quarterbacks, Todd Monken. Everybody wanted the opposite of Kevin Stefanski. Well, good news. You got it. We'll hear from the head coach of the Cleveland Browns out at OTAs. He had a comment that kind of lit things up a little bit on social media. We'll get to that coming up. Physicians Ambulance, folks. I don't say they're lighting things up there, but they are very much growing. They are very much on the forefront of things at Physicians Ambulance. In summer, a very busy time. I think about all the concerts going on. I think about a lot of just like festivals and things. That is event medicine. That is medical standby. And what that is, when you put on a big enough event, you have to have ambulances and EMTs and paramedics there on the off chance that somebody gets hurt. Now, you hope that you're not needed, but if they are, that is where Physicians Ambulance comes in. If you're looking for some work, I just think about, I try to put myself in that your event is going to some cool concert. Your event is going, oh man, where was I just at? Where I walked by and, again, they're at the ambulance. They're sitting there. They're all over the place. That is Physicians Ambulance. And you could get part-time work. You could get full-time work. They're looking for people to join their team because they're growing in those capacities. And they're growing in such a great way because of how they operate, how they work with people. And they don't have a lot of turnover there. I mean, it's like a business. I know sometimes people have life changes, they move. And Jason's told me stories about people that have left Physicians Ambulance. And they've come back saying, you know what? This actually was everything that I was looking for. It was much better here. And they welcome them back with open arms. That's how they work. Yeah, managers that have your back, fully stocked and organized equipment, continuous education, advanced care capabilities. They got it all for you, Physicians Ambulance. Check them out. They're on Instagram, Facebook. Go to their LinkedIn page. Go check out their LinkedIn page, Physicians Ambulance, or you can go to their website, physiciansambulance.com. Apply today and help continue to set the standard with our friends at Physicians Ambulance. Todd Monken took a shot at one of his own players. And then Jared Verse stole that guy's number. We'll discuss it next. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. Matt Fontana, Ryan Tyler. Follow the show on Twitter X at Matt Fontana Show. I'm going to tell everybody this. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just do that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got some things in the cooker right now. Excited about that. So you can check it out on our YouTube side of things. You can follow me at MattFontaine83. Ryan is at Ryan Tyler 33, presented by our great friends, Physicians Ambulance, FanDuel, and Garage Beer. So Todd Monken out at OTAs, which is just crazy timing that they trade Myles, and then everybody's got to be available to the media, and we're out there. We're actually getting practices in. You wanted the antithesis of Kevin Stefanski. People were done with the how he operated and maybe kind of his vibe and feel. So you got Todd Monken. He's a bit of an ass kicker. All right. So here we are from Todd Monken. Tony Grossi asked this question to Todd Monken. You said you'd like to have your number one quarterback by the start of camp. Would you also like to have your number one offensive line configured for the start of camp? Hear what Todd Monken had to say, and really at the end of it, here's Todd Monken about getting the quarterback and the offensive line set before training camp. Video and audio courtesy of the Cleveland Browns.
In a perfect world, you'd love to have your starting quarterback, right? And you'd love to have your O-line set. I'm not sure we'll be there. I'm just not. I think both. I think both quarterbacks have played well enough where we haven't really been in pads. We haven't played any games yet, haven't really gotten to that point yet. Every day I kind of lean one way or the other with quarterbacks. I'm on that. But we still got to get to that point. And then O-line-wise, as we start to move the pieces around and get them together, I think we'll have a better idea. I don't know that yet, though. I have a pretty good idea. In the O-line, I really feel like I have a pretty good idea of 4 of the 5, right? And then we got to figure out who's that 5th. Does that make sense? I really feel good about the 3 we brought in Fano, and then who's going to be the 5th, and then quarterback, who's going to start for us. But I'm fired up about the quarterbacks. I just tell you, we got 2 starting level quarterbacks. We really do.
Poor Dillon Gabriel. We got 2 starting level quarterbacks. I guess he could have been talking about Dillon Gabriel, but then who's the other? Wow.
Talon.
Could be. Wow. That's what everybody wanted. And this thing, I like Todd Monken. I love the honesty about, yeah, I got 4 of the 5. Good. On the offensive line, we feel that way. Why is Dillon Gabriel still on this football team?
Nobody want who want me? Who want me?
Just conditional 7 somebody would give you for him. You gave away his number to Jared Verse, which, by the way, on that, Dillon actually has to release that number. They can't steal a number away from a player. So he had to release it. Maybe he just hasn't picked a new one yet. I don't know. Is Todd wrong? Am I sitting here saying he's crazy? No, I kind of get where he's saying. It's clear and obvious this is Shedeur and Deshaun. That's it. They're the only ones getting first-team reps. But Todd making it be known like that? All right. I'm not going to lie. Do you want to know why? I feel bad for Dillon Gabriel. I feel really bad for him, man. It's not his fault. Yes, was he overdrafted? Probably. Do I think he's going to be able to work in the NFL? Probably not. He's too short. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I hate this for him. I feel so I'm not trying to be like a father in this whole thing and treat him like a kid because he's not a kid. He's a grown-ass man. I feel terrible for Dillon Gabriel that he is stuck in this thing. And I wish that they would just kind of let him go because there's no point. There's no point in this. Now, what do I think this actually goes back to? What do you think I think this goes back to, right? He didn't show up in the offseason.
Yeah.
That probably pissed off Todd Monken.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, right. Remember, he wasn't here. He wasn't here. Shedeur was here every day. I really think that's what that is. And the thing is, I had a lot of responses on Twitter about this. And people go, Matt, it's the NFL. Take the kid gloves off. Too bad. Welcome to the NFL. It's big boy league. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And I agree. I get it. Do I want to, I'm not saying tact because I don't think it was like he came out and straight up said Dillon Gabriel sucks. He didn't say that. But, he's getting his message across. And that's Todd Monken. That's what he's got to do. But I was like, whoa, okay, Todd. Woo, a little spicy. And we all have to have this little shift that it's not Kevin anymore. It's going to be more of a Dan Campbell or more of a straight shooter type of coach, which I appreciate. Just being out, seeing all the clips from training camp and just kind of getting the vibe. Yeah, what are they going to, or OTAs, I should say. Yeah, of course they don't have the quarterbacks figured out right now. What are you going to do? You're not even in pads. You're in shorts. And I've just, I'll tell you this. At least they're down to 2. I appreciate that. You're down to 2. Good. It makes it easier as you get into training camp. Do I think they really need to decide by training camp? I'd like them to. And does the Myles thing change this? Did you trade him and just go, yeah, we're going to go in the tank now? Because then you're going to start Shedeur. Well, heck, you'd probably start Dillon Gabriel at that point. Or are you still? I do believe the Browns are trying to compete. That's why I am putting it down now that shocking. I'm going to say Deshaun Watson's your starter because I think Todd Monken needs him to be your starter. And there's some days that it looks good. Heard Wednesday was a rough day for everybody involved. I think it's just going to be Deshaun Watson that's better for what Todd Monken needs.
And the trading Myles Garrett gave you the opportunity to still get a quarterback and not have to suck this year. If you happen to suck this year, maybe it can work out. But because of the trade, you have the assets now to, even if you were slotted at the 15th
That's
spot,
a good point,
you can package them, and you can still, everybody loves to say, well, you still got to build a winning culture to get these guys into it. You build it before they get into it, then they'll become a part of the system and grow it. And I guess now they can do that? Do I think they're going to do that? No, but
I hope so.
They can.
Again, coming back to our one-track singular thing of finding the quarterback, I'm going to go down your path that you just brought up, which I think is great. How about this? Let's say we pick 15 and then the Rams are picking 32nd. Let's just say it, right? And you still have your additional 2 for next year.
Trade all 3 of those.
To get up to like 6. And then what if you do 6 and your own 1 in 2028 and you can move up to like 3? There you go. There you go. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work out. Todd Monken can't be in the business of losing this year. He can't be. Not for him. And not, frankly, for this team. I'm not, as much as I want a quarterback, tanking I don't think is ever the answer. I do not think that is ever the answer. So we'll see how it goes. But it's exciting. Browns are back. We're in playoffs. All right, hopefully we'll be in the playoffs. I say we're in the offseason tournament, so hopefully play. You know what? Maybe we'll get there. We'll see. Speaking of the playoffs, NBA Finals, let's get a FanDuel parlay. Let's get it cooked up next.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Smart Choice Windows. Energy-efficient products at an affordable price. Visit smartchoicewindows.com today.
Oh, FanDuel is where it's at, baby. Not only NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Final, Major League Baseball, how about a little soccer? That's right. The biggest stage in world soccer is here, and every goal changes everything. Now, FanDuel's giving you a reason to root for every single one. Introducing on FanDuel, every goal pays. Bet on a match, and you get a bonus bet for every goal scored in that match. How about that? I am far from a soccer fan, but I know the game. And the World Cup is so much fun to watch. So how about that? Bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in the match. I don't want to see 1-0. I don't want to score all the goals. You like the little soccer lingo on the 1-0? Did you like that?
I did that.
You like that? I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. When's the last time you played soccer? Like on a team. Did you ever play soccer?
I played when I was little. So like 8 years old.
I had a spring-fall double that my parents signed me up with my next brother in line. Chris broke his arm. I had to go play by myself in the fall. Couldn't even play.
I'm sure you did that a lot when you were a kid.
A core memory for me as a kid. I don't know. I could have been, I'd have to ask I'm maybe like 3rd grade. Dude, when I tell you the goal was wide open, I'm standing on the right side. Everybody's over there. A teammate kicked the ball. It bounced off the goalie straight to me. And when I tell you, brother, it was as wide as Lake Erie.
Yeah. No, I would do that too.
That was the last time I ever played soccer.
I'm horrible at it.
I don't know why I remember that. I had a red jersey on. I had the white shin pads. And this ball came straight to me, and I'm staring at the goal, and I just like, boom, right there.
I've always had respect for soccer players.
Soccer is a fun game to watch.
It is.
It's exciting, and you could bet it with FanDuel. And again, every goal pays. You bet on a match, bonus bets for every goal scored, more goals, more bonus bets. All you have to do is turn on that token. Get it. Let's go. FanDuel.com/bigplay. That is FanDuel.com/bigplay to get it in from the opening whistle to the final kick. Let there be goals on FanDuel. We're going to shift to the NBA Finals. Game 2. Let's go. Here's our parlay for Friday night. They got to have Wemby. They're going to have him do it. 40 points plus in rebounds. Champagnie has been a monster from behind the arc. It's not even just like he was 5 of 10 from behind the arc in the game 1. He's shooting like 8 to 10 threes a game. Dude, I saw this. I think the Spurs had 20 three-point attempts with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's 2026 basketball.
Brunson with his... Oh, how good is Jalen Brunson, man?
Really good.
I don't want to make a Donovan Mitchell comparison. You can't watch that game and not go like, why can't we be like that? Okay. He's electric, and man, does he close games. You like the cat assists.
Yeah.
Playoffs. Sneaky
They've
one.
been running point center Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
I think they kind of made that shift in the Atlanta series, and then they ran with it because they were winning, and have not lost a playoff game since. So I like Karl Anthony Towns over 3.5 assists.
That's a healthy plus 793, and you get a boost token for that on Friday. Let's go. Play along for all the soccer, all the baseball, all the hockey, all the basketball, NASCAR, golf, Memorial this weekend. FanDuel is the place to go. We got to talk about some of those guards. We'll do it coming up.
21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, an affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus. DC, Kentucky, Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-777. Visit ccpg.org/chat-Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org, Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050, Massachusetts. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY, New York. Call 1-877-770-7867, Louisiana.
I love when Yankees fans are in their feels and in my mentions about the Guardians because it just warms my heart. I love beating the Yankees. And then I send a tweet out and, oh, you guys will blow it in the playoffs. Here, I'm going to pull this up. Welcome back. Matt Fontana Show right here on Big
They're the
Play.
most insecure fan base.
Are they not? For somebody that shouldn't be, for all the money that they spend? I know Judge is now hurt. I don't care, man. Beating them is so good. I said, God, do I love beating the Yankees. Schlittler is king. Wonder who he's a fan of. Y'all are choking the playoffs like you always do. Lone runner. Can't say the same for the 2024 ALCS. Liam. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you on the field? No, I was not. I was at home watching it. I love when Yankees fans are in their feels about it. It feels good. So I don't want to be like prisoner and victim of the moment here. But I'm just going to say how I feel, because it's always how I roll. And I really do feel this. This might be my favorite lineup since the 90s. Seriously. And that's crazy of a 2016 team with Lindor, all those guys, Kip. I am intoxicated by this Guardians lineup. I love it. Yeah, Angel is going to strike out sometimes. Dropping Quan, has that not helped? That bunt that he laid down and got on first on Tuesday.
Yeah.
DeLauder, Bazzana. Now you got Manzo back, and you got old man Rhys Hoskins. He's younger than me, so I could just say it. You got Hoskins out there feeling good. I love this lineup. I love it. I'm trying to go back to the last time that I really felt this good about a Guardians lineup. And Ryan, I don't know, man. I don't want to hide it anymore. I don't want to hide my love for this Guardians lineup. I can't do it anymore, man. This is awesome. I love this team.
It's honestly such a blessing to be a Guardians fan. Just the.
It can be stressful times, sure, but
yeah,
like,
but
they pay off.
But for a city that's so loyal to a franchise like the Browns, who've just given them nothing in return, like they're so fun to watch.
Yeah,
and their brand of baseball, like I crap on it sometimes. It's
sure.
like really how far can guards ball get you? But just the little things like you're in Yankee Stadium, Brian Rocchio's stealing an extra bag because their third baseman isn't paying attention, Quan laying down the perfect bunt and getting on base. Like they just do everything so well.
Well, now they're sprinkling in the long ball, too. You had 3 in that one. It was Jose, Hoskins, and Manzardo. Jose, he's got to feel really good now. He's got to feel good that there's some guys around him that can pick this up and go. And, yeah, you see some of these other teams that are just falling apart. Like, we're the first week into June, and there's already teams, you're like, they're fried, man. They're done. Good Lord, what happened to the Tigers? I shed no tear, but, like, and here comes the trade deadline. What are you going to do there? Could always use another bullpen arm. Hey, by the way, shout out to Colin Holderman, man. That was well done on his part. Well done. Cade Smith. Come on now. That's incredible. AL reliever of the month. I know he gave up that run on the sac fly, but still, like, electric. I love this team, man. It is so much fun to see. So keep it rolling, guys. I got my first game coming up in a couple of weeks. I've not been to the ballpark yet. I'll be there in a couple of weeks, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I got a new hat, though. I got to get a new lid. I want to get the because they updated the C. So the only ones that I have are the old school block C. You know how they added, like, the little tops to it? Yeah. But now they added the red brim. That is the apple.
Would you rather have a Bazzana or DeLauder jersey?
DeLauder is a little weird because it's 24, and that just makes me think of Manny. You know, my only thing on Bazzana is he's going to keep that number, like, because he's up and like 37 is not like 92 or something weird that they give him when they first come up. I don't think DeLauder's moving off 24. DeLauder, little Manzardo, little Manny Ramirez in that. with the 24. So I'll take the Lauder. But, hey, man, there's no bad jersey to buy right now. Give me an Austin Hedges one. How about that? All right, let's get to the immaculate grid. Myles Garrett will be a part of the grid next year if we ever get the Browns and the Rams. We'll see how it goes. Stay with us. All right, we got smoked last week on an unfair one where Peerless Price was the number one pick. We're 8-13 this year on the grid.
Shoot.
9-13 coming at you right now. Let's go.
All right, where do we want to start?
Browns. All right. Okay.
20-plus pass touchdowns in a season.
I mean, did Baker do that? He had to have.
Yes.
Okay, so Baker works. All right.
Let's go Caleb.
Yeah, I can go Caleb.
New Madden cover, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. Good for him. I don't like that NCAA cover, though. I don't like that.
I haven't seen
There's
the
three
NCAA
guys.
cover.
3 guys.
Who are they?
I don't even know.
Stroud, cool for Texas.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk about that later. All right. Browns, Ravens, Odell,
Yeah, he doesn't work anymore.
Tyrod. By the way, New York Giants again. Not new because he's back there again.
Roquan.
And then, oh man, what is screaming there?
Clowney,
It is Jadeveon Clowney.
right?
Yep.
I don't know if that was the one that was screaming, but
It wasn't, but there was
At least
something else, but that works. Browns, Saints.
Demario Davis,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. That's a good pull.
Decided to leave and become good.
Oh, he's so good now, isn't he?
Same
He's
with,
so good.
Why did Tommy Togiai have a good season?
They drafted Caden McDonald, and he reminds us a lot of Tommy Togiai. And same thing. I go, what happened to that? Like, where did that go? Happy for those guys, but still, yeah, it'd have been nice to be here.
Saints Bears. What's screaming at me?
It's not Ted Ginn.
I was thinking Ted.
I don't think he played for the Bears.
Yeah, maybe I'm just mixing that up.
I feel like there's like a receiver like that is working here. But all right, let's set that aside. We haven't used quarterbacks other than the 20 pass. So like Saints, it's not Andy Dalton.
Well, Saints.
Or it is Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
It is Andy Dalton, right?
Yeah, he played for the Saints, right?
Yeah.
And then, God, I just about to say it. Brandon Cooks. We needed that.
We needed it.
Look at us.
Look at us. Like we know what we're doing. Oh, what I was going to say earlier when you mentioned it, have you tried that 82-0 thing that everybody's doing with the NBA?
I was addicted. I tried to do the one where it doesn't give you the stats, and it was just so hard. And then I found out you get one spin each of you can change the era and team.
Yeah.
So it's just, if you don't know this by now, giant cheat code to get 82-0, you basically have to have Golden State Warriors Wilt, who average like 40 and 20.
Yeah. It's for those that don't know, there's a new game out there where you try to assemble a 5-man starting lineup in basketball, depending on the era and team that they played for, any of them, and they take, what is it, a 5 or 10 game random sample. And there's an algorithm that just picks random games that they played and put that together to try to create an 82-0 basketball team. Do you know the other fun thing your people are trying to do now?
What's that?
To go 0-82.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I said Anthony Bennett is the Josh Johnson
Chill
of
on
that.
him, bro.
Sorry.
Chill on him.
I go, he's got to be in that line.
Chill on him.
I'm sorry. But it made me think of the grid because I was talking to somebody and they go, guys and girls just love sitting around bringing up old guys in sports. And I go, that is why we do the Immaculate Grid. That's why I have a lot of fun with it. All right, break. We'll be back right after this. All right, appreciate everybody joining us as always. Presented by our great friends, FanDuel. Go sign up, get the soccer action going with those bonus bets for goals. FanDuel.com/big play. Our friends at Physicians Ambulance and Garage Beer. It's settled in a little bit more about Myles. And listen, I understand that when you make a move like this, it's going to be rare that you are met with flowers in a parade. But I will say I was surprised and happily surprised. I think the vast majority of fans understand and are not angry about it. It sucks because we all liked Myles. I have a shirt for sale if anybody wants it. And we wish him well. I do. I got nothing against him, man. He was a nice guy. Okay, he's the speeding thing. And so many people have so many jokes. Set it all aside, man. He was a good player. And I wanted to bring this up to wrap it up. In his goodbye message, he said, I gave everything I had to this city. There is no question that is true.
I think that was ChatGPT created.
Somebody wrote that for him. I don't know. Somebody did. He said he gave everything, and I believe him that he did. And I appreciate him for that. I don't want him sacking my quarterbacks. He can go sack Sam Darnold all the live long day he wants. All the best, man. All the best to Myles. He did. He left it all here. And you don't think he wanted to win here? You don't think he wanted to try to win it here? It didn't happen. So I wish him nothing but best as long as he's not sacking our quarterbacks. We'll see how this plays out. All right, appreciate you joining us. We'll talk to you next week. For Ryan Tyler, I am Matt Fontana, and as always, take it easy.